Day 10, everyone. So we finally reached the last day of the 10-day green smoothie cleanse. And I must say that this time around, these 10 days went by a lot faster than it has in the past. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if it's because I'm at home, even though I would think it would be harder because I'm at home. But these 10 days have went by super fast. But I'm glad we are on the last day. So as promised, I am going to share with you my final weigh-in of how much I weigh now compared to how much I weighed at the beginning of the cleanse 10 days ago. So I'm going to share that at the end of the video. And I may even share a couple of tips on what I've learned this time around compared to the very first time I ever did the cleanse. So maybe some things that may have been helpful to know way back then in case you're just now starting the 10-day green smoothie cleanse. So just some things that I've learned that made it maybe a little bit easier for me. But first, let's get into this day 10 smoothie. Well, we did it, you guys. We have reached the end of the 10-day green smoothie cleanse. And I say we because I feel like you guys were with me the entire time. But yes, this is the end of the cleanse. And as promised, I am going to share with you how much weight I lost over the entire 10 days. But first, dinner. So for tonight's dinner, I actually end up making some more baked chicken breasts. And I showed you this particular recipe on day 1 of the cleanse. And I got a couple of questions as to what type of seasoning that I use and specifically, how I bake my chicken breast. So I decided to make it again tonight because it's really good, but I also decided to film it. So I actually recorded a separate video showing you exactly the seasoning that I use, the measurements, and how I bake my chicken breast. So that's going to be coming out next on my channel. So stay tuned for that. But I'm really excited about the fact that now I know how to cook chicken breast, boneless chicken breast that still ends up being juicy and tender and not dry, which typically a lot of times, chicken breast can be dry sometimes. But now I figured out a way to bake it in the oven, which is healthy and it's not dry. So I'm excited about that, and the seasoning is so good. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. Again, that's going to be coming out next on my channel. But yeah, that's what I have for dinner tonight. Now for the fun part. How much weight did I lose over the past 10 days? Well, if you remember on day 1 of the cleanse, I weighed myself and I weighed 154 pounds. So now after 10 days doing the modified version of the cleanse, I now weigh 148 pounds. So I lost a total of 6 pounds after 10 days doing the cleanse. Now again, the modified version, which is the version that I did, only includes replacing 2 meals a day with the green smoothie. So I pretty much did breakfast and lunch smoothies, and then I ate a regular healthy dinner, or healthy-ish dinner. I feel like it was healthy according to my standards. But if I decided to do the full version of the cleanse, chances are I would have lost between 10 and 15 pounds. I know that because I did the full version before. So the choice is yours, whichever version you feel like you can, number 1, stick to doing, and number 2, what are your goals? How much weight do you want to lose in total? You just want to lose a few pounds? Or are you just trying to detox like I was, something health related specific? Or if your number 1 priority is to lose weight, maybe 10 pounds or more, then you may want to consider doing the full cleanse, which is replacing 3 meals a day. So your breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a green smoothie and eating snacks in between. So Total weigh-in was 148 pounds. I lost 6 pounds. And now for the tips. So these are a few tips or a few takeaways that I learned this time around doing the cleanse. So tip number 1, which probably is kind of self-explanatory, is purchase the book. So I've known people in the past that have tried to do this cleanse without actually buying the book. So they've either watched different videos on YouTube like this one, or they've, Googled different things on the internet and try to take different passages or excerpts from different resources that they may find online. But this book, you guys, is a very easy read. It's small and it just has so much information that, I couldn't tell you everything in these videos or these vlogs that I did. So highly recommend that you purchase your own copy of the 10-Day Green Smoothie Cleanse book. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. Now, I actually purchased 2 different books from her. I purchased the original, the 10-Day Green Smoothie Cleanse that you guys saw that was kind of beat up because I've had it for so long. And then she came out with an updated version that I purchased as well. Just starting off, I would just say purchase the original 10-Day Green Smoothie Cleanse book. It's like a really thin, easy to read book. So starting off, I would just purchase that book. All right, tip number 2 is to eat more snacks. And this is actually a tip that I should have, taken for myself, because I feel like I was eating the same snacks every day, which was fruit, whether it was apples, pears, grapes, nuts, which was, raw almonds. I had walnuts. I don't know why I didn't eat any walnuts, but I pretty much just ate apples, grapes, nuts. Every now and then I would make some boiled eggs, and then salted popcorn, lightly salted popcorn. That's actually in the updated book. So I don't think that's in the original book, but in her updated book, she expanded the snacks that you can have, which included lightly salted popcorn. I don't know, is that in the original one? If it's not, it's definitely in the updated. So that's what I was eating, I feel like, every day. And there's just so many more snacks that I could have had, specifically raw vegetables. Now, I'm not a big fan of eating raw carrots and raw celery, but that I'm sure can definitely help fill you up. Hummus is something that she added as far as when she expanded the snacks. I actually like hummus, but I like hummus with pita chips and pita bread, and so I just don't eat it by itself, or I don't know. I guess I could have scooped some carrots in the hummus, but I've tried that. Not a fan, but it works. So any type of raw vegetables, raw fruit, snacks that's on the approved list, eat more snacks. I wish I had them. I felt like I was eating the same old snacks. But maybe when you're planning out doing this cleanse, you kind of plan for the different snacks that you want to eat in between and just incorporate a different variety or more variety of snacks. So that's tip number 2. All right, tip number 3 is to meal prep when possible. So you guys saw me do this throughout the 10 days of the cleanse. So I would make dinner, and I would usually have enough to either save and put in a storage container and eat for another day or 2. So that was very helpful for me, because there's some days where you just won't have time, or you won't feel like cooking dinner every single night. So if you're ever making anything that you can stretch, definitely suggest doing that. The chicken, the baked chicken, I actually stretched that for like 2 or 3 days. The fish, I stretched that for 2 days. So yes, meal prep and kind of stretch your food when possible, so you're not cooking every night. Also, to add on to that, you don't have to have your one healthy meal at dinner. You can actually switch it up and have your healthy meal for lunch. I actually probably could have did that a couple of days throughout the cleanse, and it probably would have been better for me, just because, you're busy and you might not have time to cook dinner. So if I would have ate a healthy lunch meal, then I could have just drunk my second smoothie for dinner. And that's totally acceptable. You can definitely do that if you want to. So if you want to switch it up, you can. But regardless, one healthy meal on the modified version for lunch or dinner, and meal prep when you can, so you don't have to cook it every single day. The last tip, or I guess it's kind of like a bonus tip, is to keep your bowels moving. Now, this is another tip that I could have taken a lesson from that I didn't necessarily do. And that is because I just assumed that my bowels already kind of move regularly, but there was a couple of days where I didn't have a bowel movement. I was like, oh no, because I could feel it. But JJ Smith actually has a couple of suggestions in her book on how to keep your bowels moving. So I won't go into that on this video. Again, purchase the book so you can see it for yourself. But if you run into that issue where you're not having a regular bowel movement every single day, I know this seems like too much information, TMI, but it will help. So if you run into that situation, take a couple of suggestions in the book. Do that so you can stay regular, okay? But that is all the tips I have for you, and that is the end of this 10-day green smoothie cleanse series. I hope you have enjoyed these videos. I hope it was helpful for you. I know there's a lot more information I probably could have shared, or more meals I could have shared, but there's just so much time in a day. So I just kind of wanted to give you the general concept of what it's like to do the cleanse every single day. You put your own spin onto it. You make your own meals, eat more snacks, drink more water, do whatever you need to do to make this cleanse successful for you. So again, that is it for this series of videos. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to answer them for you. If I can, hopefully I can, but I'll definitely try. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below along with the bell so you'll never miss when I upload a video. As always, I love to share simple and easy recipes using real food, real ingredients, and I can't wait to share some more of those recipes with you now that this cleanse is over with. So stay tuned because I have a lot of recipes coming up this month. All right, and that is all, you guys. If you like this video, of course, leave me a big thumbs up down below, and I will see you in my next video. Till next time, see ya.